It's always great to welcome senior police officers to Interpol World Television, and we're particularly privileged to have Maqsood Ahmed from the Pakistani police, who's a very senior counter-terrorism police officer and has come to talk to us at Interpol World Television today. Maqsood, it's really good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little bit about the challenges that you've got in dealing with counter-terrorism in a very, very busy area in Pakistan?
Yeah, I'm working in Sindh Police, which is the force of 140,000 police officers and spreading all over the Sindh. It's one of the largest organization in the subcontinent and the second biggest in Pakistan. We are still facing the aftermath of war on terror and still struggling to bring the better peace to the society and bring the things to the normal position. Things are getting better. The things which used to happen in Karachi are no more there. We saw the time that when we used to have more than 10 dead bodies a day because of the target killing, the terrorist issues and everything else. But now the things are getting better. And the Karachi was one of the dangerous cities a few years back, but it has moved to one of the safer cities in the recent past. Yes, so we are dealing with the challenges of law enforcement and bring the peace to the citizens and do the better policing.
And what is it that brought you to this international conference? What are you here to do?
When I saw the invitation, I got excited to see that what Interpol is up to for bringing the technology experts and the law enforcement leadership together to learn that what new trends are coming up for the world and how they can be of better use to the better policing and bring the peace and safety to the citizens all over the world. So as a developing country, we are still far behind using the technology for law enforcement purposes. But there's so many things to learn from here, and there was a great deal of expertise which I came to know, and we can take back home and learn from the best practices of the developing countries and use those the already developed tools for the better cities and for the better environment in our own country and cities.
And do you find there's a disparity between the capabilities that are available for some police forces compared to others in different countries around the world? And does something like this help you understand where and get the message across to get other people to help to understand with different procedures, different technologies, different approaches to data protection, human rights, and all of the other things that concern the police across the globe?
There's a huge difference. There's a huge gap between the working environment, the workforce, the trainings, the practices they use in their daily routine. As a developing countries, we are still struggling to have the better laws, and still couldn't get rid of the colonial rules, laws which are made a century before. So what to talk about the technologies? So this all thing is new to developing countries. As a Pakistani, and I feel very comfortable that once we talk to the leadership, and they are very open in that to learn things, adopt the things, and bring the better tools and the procedures for the betterment of the citizens, for making them the safer, and bring and give them the peace with the better tools and regulations. So this is all new thing for us, and there is a great deal of learning from here, and we can adopt so many things from here. And I just had a word with the Secretary General that I see a huge gap between the practical use of the technology being discussed here and the things which we already do. So we need to bridge the gap, maybe make some working group which can be in contact with the Innovation Center, and they can also work with our team of experts and bring them some tools which are already successful in other parts of the world, and we can also use them at our place and make them better in our cities or in our country.
But you've probably got more practical counter-terrorism experience than many of the other police officers that are here from any country. How is terrorism changing? What are you seeing? Should we be concerned? Are we defeating it?
See, the things are changing as the technology is being used by the terrorist organizations as well. The police officers are not trained for counter-terrorism, as it is also a new phenomenon for us, and we are still learning on the ground that how to deal with them, and we are learning by our own experiences, by our own mistakes, and we have brought control on the terrorist networks and got them down, and now things are better. But for the future, as things are changing, they are also learning to deceive the government agencies, law enforcement. So we need to learn those techniques also. Everything is going online. If we see the terrorism financing or money laundering, new trends have come up. Even those things which were never discussed 5 years before, they are being adopted, they are being used by the terrorist organization. But as a law enforcement police officer, it's all new phenomena for us. We need to learn those things, we need to learn those tools to get a better control on terrorist organizations.
And if you had one or two key messages that you wanted to leave with the whole of the Interpol community, those that are here and those that are watching, what would they be?
First of all, I congratulate the team which is doing its job very well done, and bringing all the communities and the experts together for the better and safer world. There are so many things to learn from here, the new technologies, the new phrases which were never heard of. They are being used and been adopted. So there's so many things to take back home, and as a developing country police officer, as a struggling for the better innovations, for the safer cities, this is a good learning experience for me. And I wish that every year they should have such conferences, not only in the developed countries, but also make it in some developing countries, bring all the leaders and experts there, so that they can see that what their need is and how they can give them the better tools or the better procedures for better cities and safer cities.
Maqsood, thank you very much indeed for talking to us on Interpol World Television. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure all mine.